said, I wish I could have that's dry begging. Well, I mean, you know what that is. No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that's dry begging. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Confidence trickster, noun British, a person who tricks other people in order to get their money. Con artist. Confidence trickster, noun British, a person who tricks other people. Flimflam, noun a trick or deception, especially a swindle or confidence game involving skillful persuasion or clever manipulation of the victim. A piece of nonsense, twaddle, bosh. Flimflam, noun a trick or deception, especially a swindle or confidence game involving skillful persuasion or clever manipulation of the victim. A piece of nonsense, twaddle, bosh. Flimflam, noun a trick or deception, especially a swindle or confidence game involving skillful persuasion or clever manipulation of the victim. A piece of nonsense, twaddle, bosh.
Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm only half a screen. Hi, everybody. I thought I would go a little bit old school this evening and put out all the intro stuff. Wasn't that fun? If you haven't been here for a long time, I haven't done that in a while. So yeah, we're just going to have some catch up. We're going to have some fun. I think I have some Life and ViBe memberships to give away if you decide to join us on this. Let's just gossip and chat. And then we might do actually, obviously, maybe a quick look at one of Tim's recent videos, probably towards the end, just what part's interesting. But I appreciate everyone being here. Let me say hi to everyone. Let's see who's in our chat tonight. I didn't even think of a poll. Hey, Catherine, how's it going? You're going to catch me. You're at the beach. Well, don't let me stop you. You go soak up the sun, girl. Have fun. Hey, come on in. Hi. Hey, come on in. Hey. Hey, Birdie. Come on in. Come on in, ID. Come on in. Oh, I'm flashing you all in. Yep, everyone's here. Jennifer's here. Hi. So did Tim. Hey. I hope I don't get too hot in this sweatshirt. My t-shirt isn't appropriate. I'm going to be boiling over here once I eat my tea. So if I start to get red, you'll know why. Hey, Sammy. I just came in from walking the dogs too. I'm so good at my lighting. I just like make sure I look as awful as possible when I come out here. Oh my goodness. We're going to have some fun tonight, actually. So those of you who've decided to join us for the let's catch up and gossip, you're actually going to be having what I hope is. Sorry, I was getting a cup of tea ready, and now I'm just trying to figure out why I have a random spoon on my table. I was in such a rush to get ready. So we're just going to kind of, hey, grill guy, we're going to obviously catch up with Sarasota Tim. And just whatever, I'm like, I was watching the other night. So we're just going to have some fun. Like I said, we're going to give away memberships. We're going to have some fun. We're just chatting. We're going to talk Christmas trees. If you haven't had a chance to hit the likes, and let other people know that we are here. And we're just having fun. We're just having some fun. This is just our stories, Some of the ones in girl world. Oh, that's why I wanted to play this video. Because if some of you are not familiar, there is and Sammy, I know, knows it, and Catherine knows it. There is a lateral community, or there's a community that I've also been somewhat have for a while. I did videos, and then I just discovered Tim, and I decided that Tim was my gold mine. How long his story will last, you never know. And this is what's so interesting with these characters, because if you listen to anyone who's a real seasoned YouTube channel, often commentary and reaction channels, they have often other jobs to obviously running their channels, and the monies that they get, they will actually save it and do other things. They often won't squander the money away. And often the people that we may be making commentary and reaction around are people who are putting out videos professing to be on these journeys or have all the sage wisdom for retirement like Tim does. And in reality, it's not the case, as we know with Tim, and they squander the money that they get with YouTube. And the YouTube, for most creators, especially these types of vlogger types, their ability to, they might get these huge subscriber numbers, but then their actual view counts can drop pretty full because people lose interest in potentially the type of content. People have moved on to a new fad. There's a million different reasons. And if you're not an expert of any type and having your content or your, making commentary around topics that hopefully we'll find some other geezers, because that's what Tim is like, geezer world to girl world, I guess is where I'm getting to. And watching Tim and how he squanders his money away, because the other sort of lateral community of girls that people make reactions around, they have all lost their monetization on YouTube recently. So these rides aren't always forever. And Tim is professed that YouTube is a side hustle. I saw a video today that was from a couple of years ago. And some guy left in the comment section like, oh, so you made a whole entire video telling people in retirement you should get a job working at a supermarket giving out sausages? So some of the comments are, so I actually screenshotted some really choice comments from that on my phone, but I didn't get a chance to upload them. All right. So I did want to share this. Yo, come on in. Only 8 minutes late today. That's not me. Oh, you, Debbie. Well, that's okay. I tried to go out on time because creators get in trouble when they're late and lazy like I've been lately. And I apologize. I just got my tea and it says my dog adopted me. I should say my dogs. I should just get a Sharpie. So yeah, Tim's got some choice comments. So for those of you who may or may not be familiar with this girl world community, there is another creator, and I'm going to add them.
The life and
stop. So some of you may have seen this on the video I uploaded around Tim and his, he's bought a carrier for a motorcycle. I mean, this guy, I think, wants to kill himself in retirement. I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, Oh, we'll get to that. About him breaking bones and bones not healing. And he's just not even thinking if he has an accident. And I saw this horrific car accident on my way home this evening. And he just doesn't think of what's going to happen if he were to have an accident on that motorbike and how much it's going to just hurt him so much more at 67 than it would at 47. There's just certain, things about the body. So anyway, yes, it's Zachary. Oh, I know. Yeah. So some of you probably have known, since Zachary Michael is a very big creator on YouTube, and they make commentary also on Sarasota Him, thankfully, on their other channel, Zachary Michael also. And they have also reached out to me about stuff regarding Tim when Tim struck their channel and when Tim's henchmen sort of flooded all of us creators. We all had our emails flooded for a while with all these wild like Substacks and stuff that we did not sign up for. So we all got targeted, many of us, when Tim had far more supporters than he does now. Like, we do not get targeted anywhere near the amount that we had when we initially were reactors around Tim, because Tim had far more fans before he just annoyed everybody. Got an instant? Yeah, it is. It can be gone in an instant. Absolutely. So anyway, Zachary Michael has their larger channel, Zachary Michael. They make commentary around a character called Foodie Beauty, who I also am always like, let me go make a live around Foodie Beauty. And then Tim has always got something going on. I'm like, shoot, I'm one of the few people, I'm like the only few people that live react to Sarasota Tim. So I'm like, let's check into our soap opera over here. Let's see what bad advice Tim is trying to give to people in retirement. Some advice I've admitted is good when he talks about the exercise and so forth. I'm all on board for that. Some of the other stuff is just going to get him killed, in my opinion. It's hilarious. Yes, they are hilarious. Yes, they are. So anyway, I happened to catch one of Zachary's lives the other day, one of Zach's lives, and I decided just to send them a small super chat since it was Happy New Year. And so we're going to hear that. And then they gave me a nice shout out. And so I'm getting together some really good clips to hopefully make a little clip reel with some things like this other clip I want to show from something that Tim said today that was quite funny. So anyway, let me play this. And then Timmy's too blessed to get hurt in his mind. Oh yeah, I'll pray on it. Hey Angel, come on in. I was just saying that Zach gave me a shout out, since I did send a little super to them, but otherwise I was like, they gave me the rest of the compliment. So I'm just so proud of it, because they have a channel that has that 100K play button that Tim wants so desperately, and I don't even dream about having. Like, if I ever get to 5,000 subscribers on this channel, I'd be absolutely like blown away. I do want to try to share one day this guy. Maybe I'll show a bit of him tonight, just real quick, and we'll find out how litigious he is. But I don't think this guy's got money to counter me. So maybe we'll pay this other guy, because they are an interesting character. But anyway, let's play this little clip from my acquaintance on YouTube, Zach, but obviously somebody who has been able, as a reaction channel, to grow a very good sized channel and to do it very smart. And they've been able to purchase a home, and they have been able to invest their money. So they are doing everything wisely. Unlike Sarasota Tim with his massive YouTube windfall, because I think he's believed it would go on that gravy train forever. And the same with many other of these creators. And that's why we make commentary around them often, because as any of us all know, this is really not a smart thing to do. All right, Zach, take it away and let my audience know how fantastic I am.
ViBe, happy 2026 for frivolous spend or investing. Life and ViBe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert. Hi, hello, good morning.
And I love that. I am the Sarasota Tim expert, which is really sad because it has other channels that are obviously wanting to make commentary now around me. So that's how infamous I am. I find that it's just a source of flattery. Isn't it? Woo! I know, I do too. Yeah, they gave me an awesome shout out. Obviously, I was teasing about the fact that these people spend frivolously, or they have frivolous spending. Sorry, I should say. And on the other hand, Zachary, they have smart spending and investing. I have spending on my dogs and attorneys, thanks to Sarasota Tim. All right, let's get into the. Hey, hi! You just missed my shout outs from a massive channel, so I'm always happy because they were somebody who kind of gave me the idea that I could make commentary also on people on the internet. I'd seen them and I was like, "Oh, you can do this." Oh wow, that's perfect for me. And then when Tim showed his naked self and I had watched him and had a deleted comment after I had suddenly had a flashback. Oh yeah, I remember I left them a comment about him being sick and what he should do, like, hey, I'm a nurse, here's some free advice. And that got I guess that was me trying to pick Tim up. Oh my goodness, what happened to JJ? Well, that's a really good question. Let's get to what happened to JJ, because that was something I did want to cover. And so the only way I think really to cover that is that I think quite a few are probably familiar with Carl's channel, Bohemian Nomad. And I understand that he had a long and lengthy conversation with JJ. And if you want to go and check his channel out, you will be able to find out what happened there. I mean, we can show it for a second. Let me bring that up real quick because I have everything set up. What do I have it set up for Tim? No, I'm on my own channel. Hold on. Let me go find Carl's channel and we'll just see the bit where he talks about his conversation with JJ. Sorry, you want me just like staring at stuff. Here we go. Okay. All right. Now let me share this. So that was a great me looking just awesome. All right. Okay. So okay. Now see, look how Carl's got quite a few views actually. Good for you, Carl. Let me see, because he doesn't talk.
Hey dudes, what's up? Carl here.
Hey, Carl. I hope you don't mind just playing your video, reacting to you, Carl. Well, we're not. We're just listening to your information. See, I gave him a glad to hear Joe and Bev are doing good. And that was from Darling. Okay, let me just find out where on the video he starts talking about JJ and Bev real fast. Why was JJ's channel down? Here we are. So here we go. He starts talking about it right here. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so
he took his channel down voluntarily just because he just didn't feel like doing it right at the moment. Doesn't mean he won't feel like doing it in a week or a month or 2 months. He just doesn't know. He's just taking a break, which is cool. Barium Exposure does that all the time. And Barium Exposure 2.0 does it too. So whatever. YouTube's not as easy as it looks. I know it looks super easy. that you can be an idiot like me and do it. But anyway, so we talked about everybody.
So yes, we'll make sure it's probably got to be the one where he just released a video, so it has to be that one. We'll take a look. Don't worry, we'll get to it. We don't have much more to do.
And I learned so much about the Tim Timboree. But I'm not going to talk about the Tim stuff that I learned, because some of it's in confidence, some of it isn't, and some of it's important, some of it's not. It doesn't, whatever. So I'm gonna take a while and mull that over. But he doesn't have any strikes. Let's see here. And he's not Styler 69 or Soda Tim. That's not him.
And Soda Tim is in the chat. So Soda Tim, you have to try to say you're not JJ. And Styler Knight, the other one, that's the guy, that Stewie guy, the chef guy. That's who that is. He's somebody who shows up in Carl's chat and probably been banned from Tim's chat by now. Because if Tim thinks anybody, except for St. Louis Scott can be in everybody's chat, donating us all money, and Tim's okay with that. He's not going to get mad at him. He's got a hall pass.
I think he did have 2 channels, but one's really old, and the other one's Crushing It in Florida. So if you see Crushing It in Florida, he's back. That's him. If it's not Crushing It in Florida, it's not him. There's some people out there that'll make names that are similar. I think someone does that for me. He said his last name, first name, or whatever, but it's not him. If it's not Crushing in Florida.
Well, see, that's why we're having a gossip session tonight, Soda Tim, because we have to clear up all these rumors that just start to circulate after a while in the community. And I know a lot of people, for religious reasons, do not like gossip. So I'm sorry I put the word gossip, but this literally is gossip that's been going around. And so some gossip's healthy, not all gossip's bad. So, but I understand from a religious perspective, it's never thought to be good.
It's not the JJ.
He's
doing great.
Yeah, you're not doing it.
We had some fun stuff.
There's
about some of the conversation. Cowpoke.
There's Stu. All right, we're not worried about Cowpoke. There's Stu. They were thinking that you're JJ. I'm trying to explain you're not. We're having a gossip tonight, so behave yourself, Stu. Yeah, otherwise we'll have to take you out the channel. You don't want to do that. Okay, let's get over to Tim dancing. Tim dancing? Is that what we're thinking about? Tim dancing? All right, let's look at some of Tim's great comments. Let's before we get there, there's been a couple of great comments before the motorcycle. It's, so we got this one which said, I really don't get it, but enjoy your life, Tim. I don't think that comment remained. This is when he was on the way to get the carrier or something yesterday related to the motorbike stuff, the new motorbike. This person said, I really don't get it, but enjoy your life. And I thought that was really good. And then the next one said something that made way too much sense. And I'm sure this comment may or may not be on the channel. This is, again, I know this comment definitely gone. I really don't get it, but enjoy your life, Tim. That's definitely gone. That's already got like 12 thumbs ups. And you could always you gotta check out Invidious. Somebody who's Invidious. Everyone, make sure you all behave yourselves in the chat. You got some work on your hands, mods. Okay. Then this one, we've got save your money, don't let it burn a hole in your pocket. Oh, come on, this is making far too much sense. You'll need it for a rainy day that'll include unexpected health issues, vehicle repair, RV maintenance, the day you may not be able to make YouTube videos, or the day you just, dry your audience up because you deleted everybody. But we're here to see how it ends, Tim, because you are our soap opera, because you put out so much information about yourself on the internet now. We know so much about you. I'm losing my voice, guys. I'm sorry. We're going to get Tim playing in a second because I need to be slurping my spicy Trader Joe's spicy chai tea with almond milk. It's most delicious. Okay. All right, Tim, let me add you to the stage instead. All right, well, let me remove this guy then. Oh, no. Okay. All right. So Tim has just been, I have an interesting thought. Now, hear me out. And I don't know if this is just pop psychology or if there's any actual truth. Now, I want to preface that any use of this language is just from a scientific perspective of an old word and not because it's a word that I would use to try to describe anybody in the present day because it could be considered derogatory and rude. So anyway, if you know, there is a full moon, I believe, coming soon. Hey Siri, when's the full moon?
Here's what I found.
Okay, well that's not helpful, Siri. I know it's like okay, I gotta go through a whole full date. Why can't I just see a calendar? Why do you make it so complicated? Here are the dates when you purchase. Oh, I have to do a link. Oh, anyway, it looks like it's soon. Jeez. That was way too much. Why do you have to have an app for everything? I just wanted to know when the next full moon was January 3rd. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we just passed a full moon. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, Stacey. Thank you. And my Siri just sends me to the websites all the time. It's so worthless. Anyway, so obviously when you think of certain behaviors and how Tim has these like cycles where he gets very, very sort of low in his moods. Then his mood elevates back up. Then gets low in his mood. Then up and down. So it seems like secular, no? Like monthly. And then I thought about it. And people were talking about in his comment section that he was pointing out what was a full moon. And I think he was like a day or two earlier, a day earlier or something. And people were like, no, it wasn't a full moon. And I was thinking about Tim's kind of elevated behavior. And then I was thinking about having psychological theories where people say that people do have like a change in their behaviors with lunar cycles. Like there's something about the moon and the lunar cycles, which, this is the word, came about the word, not that he has, lunatic, for like people who are acting, in very bizarre, like very manic ways, and particularly when the moon was at its fullest. And obviously lunar coming from lunar, which is moon. So I was just like wonder like if Tim like peaks with these purchasing effects of a few days. Yes, that is 100% true. Right, exactly. In the prison systems. Yes, it's a super moon. It was, oh my goodness. And he went out and purchased like, he just like shunned off the Goldwing. He purchased a carrier of which this 67-year-old who we saw, he couldn't even figure out to put his bicycle upside down to put a tire on it. And he acts as if he's this motorcycle motocross expert. And we're just everyone's like waiting for this bike to roll off the back of that thing and land on him. I'm thinking, how is he going to lift this bike up and down? It doesn't have like a lift. Don't you have to literally get the bike up? I mean, I guess does it have like a little ramp? He can just like roll the bike up it. So it's easy. Heard today about the lunar moon, about strange coincidence. Oh my goodness, Sammy. Obviously, Sammy's my taste. The animals go in. It's the animals. And you were talking about the prison system. I wanted to highlight that point. 100% true. There's something about those lunar cycles. And I just wondered if it's like just with Tim's shopping cycles and because he purchases his stuff. He gets like, we're probably going to watch the happy dance, because he got something, whatever, working. Drop the name in those the happy dance. Which videos? or which video was it the title of? So I can make sure we go to the right one. I believe the lunar moons have to do with one's mood. Right. You're a rider. You've only, right, 2 motorcycles. Yeah, he's had like what, 4 gold wings? Now he's on his 5th or something. I don't know. Lunatic. Well, that's what I'm saying. And I obviously don't want to use that word, but it's an old word that came from people's sort of excessive behaviors that, precipitated potentially things. And it happened at the lunar, obviously at the full moon, and which came, all the things that ick, means pertaining to. So really, when they meant lunatic, it really means pertaining to the moon. Is really what, if you break the word down in its root form, is exactly, it's just, that's what it means. The ick is meaning related to the moon, pertaining to the moon. I know all that because of having to study medical terminology. That's when we talk about pancreatic cancer. It's cancer that's pertaining to the pancreas. And so lunatic would be pertaining to the moon. So yeah, there we go. So which title was it? Which was the one which had him dancing? Okay, so that's my theory. And that's why we've got the Christmas tree. We'll do that at the end. All right, Tim. So he's got, oh goodness. See, I wanted to show this. I'm highlighting this guy driving my Gold Wing DCT in Sarasota, Florida 4 hours ago. 948 views. Now, on a little channel like mine, if I release a video and I have 948 views in 4 hours, that's a decent number of views on one of my average videos, but I have a fraction of the subscribers that Tim has. Tim has over now 67.5 thousand. So he lost a range of 200 because he was 67.7 sometime just before Christmas. Then he dropped to 67.6, apologies. And then he dropped now to 67.5. And he has not increased. And I don't think this content that has less than 1,000 views in 4 hours is, and I wanted to say there was somebody who left, and I want to say I took a screenshot, but maybe I lost it somewhere, that said this content with the motorbike was what would help Tim reach the 100K subscriber count. And the problem is that his channel, where it took off, had a certain appeal for a certain type of audience. And his audience, I do not think has ever found either every time he gets out one of his massive, like his golf or the motorcycle, anytime it goes like that, it's really not going to cover a wide range of like potential interests. I think like people just like, they aren't interested. And he is just like, quit the religious chat. Now for me, make sure you come in and give me a like, because that's the only that's the biggest way you can say thank you to my channel. His audience has got to be good. Yeah, his subs are down. Now it's hard. Like I had a big clean out of mine, and people don't always agree with people, and you have to be true to who yourself as a channel is. And I know one of the formulas with YouTube is obviously consistency, and maybe you don't expect people to watch you every day, but you might be able to capture different audiences along the way. You just never know. I know a Sarasota Tim audience is a limited audience. Tim is on ViBe channel because he has nothing else to do. Is that on the sunflowers? I haven't even read. Then why is Tim up here behind ViBe? Then why is Tim up here behind? I have no idea what this person's saying. If they're trolling, he has to have, but he has other haters. Why focus on ViBe? Oh, why does Tim focus on me? Oh, because I think he thinks I'm He has targeted other channels. Okay. He has. They have, what they've done is they've kind of changed how they do their content, or they have kind of sat back for a moment and, let the strike fall off. And, whereas I have stayed true to my reaction content and showed his videos and given my community a chance to watch his videos without watching him, without giving him a view, and still being able to keep up with Tim's saga and Tim's story till the bitter end, till we find out if he takes himself out on one of these motorbikes. And that's who we are as a community. And we're obviously warning about scammers. And I found this other guy. Oh my gosh, he's so bored. But his story is so wild. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I want to share. I want to share. You wouldn't give him a view. I know you wouldn't, Angel. Hey, he probably is, but if he's giving me a view and he's got premium, I'll take the money. I think he learns stuff when he's here. Okay. Oh gosh, we got the living solo. It's about the worst retirement advice you can give to anybody living alone. Let me give myself. Oh, he's got 1,000 views now. Let me have a massive accident so I can have no one to take care of me. Have a really hard recovery. Because I just don't think it's wise to get on a motorcycle at 67 years old out in the middle of the desert on some type of sports recreational motorcycle. Now, having a light cruise on a Goldwing for a bit, that's fine if but going out onto like mountains and stuff, Tim, I don't know, mate. Your bones don't heal the same. Okay. So if you have any type of break or fall, I promise you, it's going to be a whole different story for somebody who's 67 than even 57, Tim. It's just, your body ages and your cell turnover changes and how things heal changes, and it just gets harder. I just think it's risky. And you have a bad eye along with it, making it even better. Now, which one is it where he starts dancing? Is it this one, or is this one just all motorbike, or does he dance here? Because this one just says driving my 21 minutes of driving a motorbike. Is it this? Now, this one here? This one here I did want to share. Or is it this one he's dancing? Is it this one with the Black Widow where he's showing the carrier? Which one is he dancing in? Somebody said he's dancing. Oh, Sammy, you don't see him unless we are blocked. Who's that? Oh, you blocked the Cougar Sand? Somebody blocked old Cougar Sand. It's the 37 minute and 2 second. Oh, so this one, that's the riding of the Honda Goldwing. Okay. Well, I'm going to go right here for just 2 seconds into this one, because Tim says some stuff that is why he is the king of Giza world.
Hey, how's it going?
No, hold on, Tim. I want you to tell the people where you tell everybody that you're Giza real quick. And then we're going to watch you dance. And then we're going to find out about how you lowered the price of your Christmas tree. But then we're going to check the Walmart website to see if we can see that tree listed for $12.99, which is what somebody told me. Which is just part of the gossip. All right. Let's see if I can find the word. He's supposed to have the fight. Oh, come on, Tim. Over here somewhere. Right at the end, he talks about being a geezer, because I recorded it today because I wanted to make sure I could get it done and get it uploaded. And I sat and listened to it for so long. What is this? And I didn't have time to load it, so I apologize. I thought I had it at the spot, but it doesn't look like I have it there anymore. Because he talked about being a geezer. Anyway, I'll find it while we go over it. Let's just go over to the other part so I don't waste people's time. But he talks about being a geezer. You know what? I've got it on video over here. So what I'll do is I'll airdrop it over to here, and And we'll play it in a second. But Tim talks about being a geezer, which is perfect for geezer world. Okay, so is this the one? All right. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Okay. Where does he start dancing? Right from the beginning? All right, Tim, I'm going to have to put you at 1.5. Where does he dance? I've not even seen this video. I'm just going to be honest.
So I told you guys before that my neighbor and I made a little deal with an e-bike I had.
Oh,
and he hung up his boots on.
Oh, no.
Nice out here now.
Oh, Cougar Sand came in.
Him and his wife used to ride. They had Harleys and all that, and he's had all kinds of bikes. Very nice guy.
We're going to have to get rid of Cougar.
One thing he's got.
For blocking Cougar Sand. Yeah, Cougar Sand, I'm going to have
but
to
anyway,
block you, buddy.
he was the guy that I made a deal with that was going to hook me up with some Girdings motorcycle heated gear. And I got it. Let me see if I can show you with my tripod here. I'm so excited
Just
about
for
it.
you, David. I took Cougar Sand
totally got
out.
the hookup.
It was banned and their comments were removed.
Let me show you what we got here. Oh, all right.
Okay,
so if you don't know what Girdings is, it's
ask it, you shall
a really
receive.
high quality
Pay $10. You get.
attire you wear for motorcycling, and it has a got it right in my pocket.
Sorry, I'm being so rude, Tim. Sorry, that was the worst. I just let Tim talk in the background. And I talked over him, which is a cardinal sin. It's a reaction channel. It just sounds like the teacher and Charlie Brown droning in the background. And I just happened to see, then I saw Cougar Sand. So anyway, I apologize, Tim. His neighbor's got a big setup over there too. That's why he was on it. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Hi guys. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I suddenly felt bad. I was like, oh my God, I'm talking over him. Don't do that. I've talked over him for like almost a minute. Well, I sped him up. All right, keep going, Tim.
There's so many pieces. Look at it. First of all, look at that, huh? Look at this. These easy wires. Nice, good quality plugs. And it's in a nice pouch with a clip on here. And you can clip this in various places on the pants. I'll show you in a moment. On the waistband, anywhere you want, down in the front thigh pocket. And you have these dials. One is for pants and one is for jacket and gloves. So one controls, and you have a little light that comes on when they're on, and then when they reach temperature, like thermostat control, they bump off, and you just dial it in. You just play with it, and you're riding. Oh, I'm a little chilly. I mean, crank it up a little bit, right? It'll run you out. There is nothing.
I'm still trying to figure out. I know we watch just to hate watch. Who else is watching this? No, Rich Runner is not Tim. No, we've worked out that's not Tim. See, this is like, let's get together and gossip. We're gossiping in the chat already.
I had this stuff before. There's no temperature.
Why not?
You cannot ride in. The only time that you would be prevented in cold weather from riding would be snow and ice on the road. Of course, it wouldn't matter, right? You can't do that on a motorcycle. So here's the temperature gauge. They have the color coordinated wires here, red and white, and the main one. So how should we get warm out here? I don't need them now. This goes to the battery. However, my Gold Wing, apparently whoever had it before, not only do they have one pigtail for a battery tender, they have another pigtail sticking out that has this end of a connector on it. And so this would, if I want to use it, I have it as a backup with a fuse in it. You have the ground and the power goes to the battery. Then you get this long pigtail. They can come out the little side panel with a battery.
Oh no, Tim's not done a daily devotional since the moon went full on the 3rd, because today's the 5th. So I think he may have done maybe the 3rd, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, maybe. Then after that, ever since he said that God told him that he shouldn't have to, think of just himself and his motorbikes and all this stuff, that lasted for one video. Then it was back to the usual Tim, which is why it's so awesome. Why even go on the internet and post a video where you talk about being this just religious guy, getting out your devotional book, how you seemingly are so much better because you're just being fed the word of God, and this isn't to downplay, obviously, anyone's religious belief. It's calling out the hypocrisy of people like Tim who use religion to gain confidence of good people. who have what they think is a common thread of sharing religious values. And Tim uses this as a confidence trick to get people to think that he's not a bad person at all. He's this God-fearing, being led by God, and whatever he gets is, favor and prosper. Oh, it's just, and I don't like it when people use that to manipulate, because what we've seen since that time is anything but, somebody who's focusing on the word of God.
Yes. And that connects basically to your power box, right? All right. So look here. These would be to the battery. Don't worry about those messy things. You just have this sticking
30 minutes
on the lower of your bike. And then this would hang down. And
how long does he talk about this? Okay, well, let's speed this part up. Okay, so let's see Tim's fashion show. So Tim is just gonna take us through every piece of his motorcycle riding equipment. Let's just get to the back. Let's see how he models the jacket. Come on, Tim. Let's see. Work it. Work that your home. Work that body. Work
anyway, it's girl. It's made for Harley with all their tags. Harley sold it for a lot of money. A lot of money. Well, one thing Don's got, plenty of money. Well, look at this, folks. Look at this. These tight little wrists here.
Who's got plenty of money? Out. Who's got plenty? Hold on. Who's got plenty of money? I'm going to put that along with my reels. What plenty of money. Oh, and I thank every one of you who's taken the time to go and watch my top moments of 2025. I really appreciate it. I had that specially edited just to highlight some of his real low lights of the year.
Anyway, it's Gerbing. It's made for Harley with all their tags because Harley sold it for a lot of money. A lot of money. Well, one thing Don's got, plenty of money.
Don?
Look at this, folks. Look at this. These tight little wrists here.
Is this from Police Don? Did Police Don buy him a jacket? Yes, I hope you're okay. Don't strike me with any copyright, Carl. I showed part of that video where you explained that JJ's okay. Don't copyright strike me. I'll counter notify you. And then you'll have to go to legal court with me. If you strike me, I will do a counter notification, Carl. I will counter. And you will have to take me to court for copyright infringement. And I will explain it was under fair use because I put out my disclaimers tonight. Oh, yeah. Got to keep the loonies on the path. Welcome to... I saw Pink Floyd in concert in Mexico City. The racetrack out there. They had a big concert. 1999? Might have been 2000. Might have been 2001. Around that time. Anyway, he always... this guy who's a police officer, supposedly. All right, keep going, Tim. All right, I sang enough.
Look, I'm reaching out. Look, it's not short. It's not long. It's absolutely perfect. It's perfect. Let me bring it down a little bit.
Is it sent to him?
All right. So, look how long, and out of these little eyelets too. Look at that. Take your glove. You do this first. Stick it on. Look, you get off your gas. You can take them off. Let them hang. Remember this. We're going to pull this back. So from the back of your hand, throw them back on.
Oh my God.
This will go over the.
What's the motorcycle Timmy name that we got? I know we got Cowboy Tim and Tim Cup for the golfing Tim. Obviously, there's Sarasota Tim. There's obviously dehydrated kidney Tim. That's the one where he's drinking all the coffee. What's the motorcycle Tim? I want a good name.
The jacket, so the wind and everything goes this way, and you're plugged in. Okay, that's how it looks.
Okay.
But wait, there's more. So you take it off, and look, you got all this long. Look, it doesn't even like yank on anything. Take it off. Drop that wire, and the zipper. Let me show you down here.
That's Easy Rider, Tim. That's right.
The bottom of the pants.
Rider. Easy Rider, Tim. That's perfect. Not that he would be as cool as any of those people in that movie Easy Rider.
Remember, you have the box here, right?
Oh, he's got his Heaven's Gate shoes on. It's my favorite Nikes. He wears those just because he knows I'm always thinking about, how those people. There's a pivotal time.
Put in the pocket. When I show you the pants, you can put it in the pants with that clip, and you're sitting there, and you got your little dial like this. Okay, you got your thing going on. Then you got this going to the battery, but I already have one on my bike. That's going to the battery, and this is the pigtail that sticks out.
Okay, Tim. Anything where you're messing with wires, I take that off. Okay, keep going, Tim. Tell me how you're crushing it. I can now ride my Honda Goldwing DCT in any weather. Look what I got. Tim, you've been and I will use this buy in your thoughts as to what to do. 1 minute you'll sell, next minute you are keep sell. It's gonna get sold. We know that.
$300+. These are like $260.
In fact, I'm gonna start a poll while he's talking about the, in what time frame will the Honda Goldwing be sold?
60 something, I don't know, it's crazy price. Then got these pants. Okay. Gerbings. Big pocket in the back. Look at that, with a snap. Then they have a zipper in the front to zip it. See that zipper right there? And then you have Velcro after you zip it. It goes over the zipper. Then you have a snap. Where is it? Where's the snap? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Snap this. Like that. Zip it up. Velcro it. Wait, there's more. Then you have this Velcro strap that you can then bring it down, pull over the waist to tighten it. But wait, there's more. There's belt loops. There's belt loops. You could put a belt on. This is size large, short. I have a 30 inseam. When I put these on, not only are they absolutely perfect, the way they go on, you know how rain gear, if you pull over, if you have a motorcycle, they really open up wide in the legs so you can get in them because you're already fully dressed. These are meant to go over your pants. So large in the sense that, you don't wear your underwear with these, you wear them over your pants. I guess you can wear some long johns or whatever. But let me show you this. You got these thigh pockets right here. Big, giant, run your hand down there. Look at this. Look at how deep those are. Okay. One on each thigh. It says Union Ridge. And then it says Gerbing. And this one here also says Gerbing. And the buttons and snaps say Gerbing. But here.
All right, guys. So I thank you so much for taking the opportunity to like my stream. Now, if you'd like to take an opportunity to take part in the poll, let's get to over 100 votes tonight, since we do have over 100 people watching. If I get more people coming in and out, we'll love to get to even more of you taking part in this fun this evening. 25 of you so far have voted. I know it's hard if you're on the TV. When will tell Tim? That's why I have to have the tea. Oh my God! Just as a random note, this is why I think my throat is drying out, and I feel like I've had a little bit of a touch of a cold. I need to get some type of humidification in my room. I think I had a nosebleed this morning. And I think because the weather's so dry, and I don't want to use anything to dry up my sinuses for the cold, because that's not usually a good plan. But yeah, it's rough. So if my voice sounds rough, I apologize. The weather is rough and the flu season is terrible. So I'm just warning everybody. Okay. When will Tim sell the Honda Goldwing? In 3 months? So in the next 3 months, I should say in the next 3 months. In 3 to 6 months. So a little bit over that. So, but 6 months or greater. Never. How dare you suggest it? So far, 76% of you think it will be within the next 3 months. And I may agree with that one. Even though he's going all crazy about it in this video. And 23% of you so far think it's in the next 3 to 6 months. So let us know in the chat. And since you guys have been so awesome, I'm going to give some memberships out. Let's see who's going to get lucky tonight. Make sure. So if you have an ability to access where it says on my community tab, join memberships, so you can subscribe, which just means follow my channel for free. Tim loves to point that one out. Or you can join. Now, when you join the channel, that means you actually join the paid community. And that kind of community, you get some emojis. Obviously, you get little badges to show that you're part of the community. So when I go to answer, respond to things in the chats and videos and so forth, I can obviously see who's a member here, who's a member in my comment sections, and so forth. So you get a little, special little attention sometimes, just because, and it supports, puts the lights on here and pays for StreamYard, because I got the better version, just so we could, have a little bit more fun with the channel. And my other experiment was less expensive, but it was failing me horribly. So make sure that where it says join, you don't have to obviously pay for a membership. There's a little thing underneath it, and you hit that just says that you accept any gifted memberships. So when anybody comes to this channel and they want to, another way that people can show support is that you can gift memberships to the community as well. And that, again, helps put the lights on to the community and helps the running costs, because little channels like mine do not make the side hustle money like Tim's channels do. But we certainly do make enough to pay for puppy treats and to pay for, obviously, us having fun. So, yeah, and I appreciate it. So let's gift you guys some stuff. All right, so there we go. All right, let's get back to Tim.
Here, look at this. Look at the leg. It zips all the way up to shorter than your short pants, like where your drawers are. I mean, literally, look how far.
Oh, and that's awesome. Girl Guy got a membership. And we had Karen receive one. And Wasabi received one. Real Rock Dad received one. And Shelly Daly. Some of these are from my, also from the Foodieverse. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. And I hope you guys get a chance to enjoy. At least drop some, you can drop some thumbs ups and highs in there. All right, Tim, keep modeling your clothes.
Or up the leg, this comes that you can open up. You can slide your boot,
you can wear
and with your jeans and everything right on with these. And when you get off and you go into a restaurant or a hotel or whatever you're doing, you want to come out of them.
Yeah, that looks like something you could wear as like a Geese of the World Chippendale, like a real, like at a Buc-ee's truck stop in Alabama. Do they also come chapless?
You can open this, and it's so easy. The zippers work amazing. Watch, look, and then you snap the Velcro here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big, like 2 inches of Velcro, and then look, there's more at the bottom. You've got the same thing as on the waist. Another Velcro. You pull this leg really tight, and you can run your boot over it.
And the funny thing is, if he says he's wearing a 9 men's, most people, especially for things like anytime you're wearing like those types of shoes, I think most of us know we kind of size up a little bit even further, like than what we think technically our sizes when we buy the box. So, for example, I probably, in a sandal may sit at an 8.5 for like technically the length of my foot. But for comfort, I tend to buy a 9 for my shoe size as a female. So, and I have very small feet for my height. So, Tim could either say he has very small feet for his height, but we've seen otherwise. Tim's feet look sometimes like he's got boats on his feet look huge comparatively to his size. So I don't think he can get away with that excuse. Like, my feet are really, really small for my height. I'm 5'9", and I should have like a slightly bigger foot.
Or down in your boot, or you can open them up, and they're flared enough to go over your boot. And then you wear waterproof boots. You get these things called gaiters that are like a rain coat that goes over your shoes. And then with your, full face helmet. And then I just ordered and received yesterday. They call it baklava, something like that. It's a full head thing. You pull down, turtleneck, it goes down in your shirt, and you just have a little thing here. You throw your helmet on. I'm telling you, man, there's no wind, and then you're in a...
Every 45, he needs to figure out how to put a urinary catheter in. You're going to be in that bike. We know that man has to carry a urinal at full throttle at all times, and he's in the truck. Right there. How he's going to get up in all this gear and then be able to have pee stops the way he needs? I don't know. I mean, that's one of the reasons why he brings the urinal, isn't it? So he can drive and not have to stop? Isn't that the reason? You can just pop it on while you're driving and keep on going? Put it down until you empty it? I'm just guessing. I don't know. I don't do that. I mean, it's not how I've ever had to use them professionally. But I'm just assuming it's gonna be, you can't put on a condom catheter, which he could put on a little condom catheter and have it go to like a little bag so he could just keep on trucking. You don't have to insert, because I think he probably would not appreciate a catheter insertion if he's got anything going on with that prostate. I promise you. That's the time sometimes as a nurse and a patient, you discover their prostate is not doing well. Because trying to put a catheter over an enlarged prostate, a man is going to want to punch you out. I've had a few want to do that to me as a nurse.
A gull wing behind a windshield and in a bubble. Folks, this bike isn't going anywhere, because now what I'm thinking about wanting to do, let's go out here and take a look at the Super Duty. I had someone contacting me on Facebook. I need to look what it is.
I did say a condom catheter. They go on just like a condom. You kind of, obviously you have to use a lot. There's special sticky adhesive stuff that goes along with it. But there's obviously, when people are having problems with their prostate, they're not very keen for you to stick a catheter inside of them and then, blow up a balloon in order to maintain it inside of their, area. Because you have to inflate balloon in order for it not to come back out. Otherwise, catheter straight back out again. So you got to wedge that thing past an enlarged prostate to get up into the bladder. And then you have to inflate the balloon when it goes into the bladder, in order for it to stay maintained within the wall of the bladder. Otherwise, that catheter is going to be sitting somewhere else, or just straight out. And once you get that catheter in the bladder, you don't want to. Men are very easy. Women, it's much harder. But yeah, you roll the little condom catheter. I
want to take this off.
He doesn't have to.
I do, because I want to go to a car wash and wash the crusher. But I looked at it this morning. I come out here. I guess you can actually put a bike rack. Whoa. Thank God my phone didn't come off. I guess you could put a bike rack, a small.
I promise you. That's why I say, when I've spotted something in videos and stuff, I know what I'm seeing. I had to put a lot of catheters in people and stuff. I've had to do a lot of, it's just, especially when you're working in gerontology and things, you've got very sick patients and stuff. It doesn't even necessarily have to be gerontology.
One in here and carry a bicycle. That wouldn't be bad, But this thing is so nice. Look at it. Look, hear me back up. Look at this. It's handsome. Okay. There's some junk shop. It's got the little reflectors and everything on there. So it's really
my
nice.
motorcycle.
And with the wheel.
Okay. How does the bike get up on here? Is there like a little ramp that he attaches so that he can roll the bike up onto this ramp? Because obviously the wheel sits here to keep it on the carrier. But how does he get the bike onto the carrier? Because Tim could barely lift a box up when he was doing some stuff on one of his review videos. So I'm trying to figure out how Tim assumes he's not going to aggravate his hernia if he already got a hernia. He said that before. So how's he going to get the bike up here? Put it in the comment section. Thank you.
And I have the little brace that's coming today from Amazon that braces it underneath to keep that, wobble to a minimum. But it's going to wobble. I've already learned all about that. You can watch YouTube videos. Everybody talks about it. But it isn't going anywhere. But here's the idea. Let me back up. All right. We take the camper.
That's right. He couldn't even put the e-bike together. Didn't he pay to have somebody put that e-bike together? And it miraculously was constructed? Wasn't that part of his issue? Tim, I think you need to look at the correlation between the full moon and sort of your poor financial decisions that you make. Because I would be curious to know if the purchase of the Honda coincided with a lunar cycle. I'm wanting to now know lunar cycle and Tim's major purchase behavior, and if this stuff coincides, because then we've got a whole thing going on.
This is another alternative I have. We take the house, we take the crusher, we go in style. Okay, we got a beast here, and we've got us a tiny. Look at these people. They all got these big old giant, huge things. You need a dually diesel to pull. They're all living in them. They got.
It's not for.
This is meant to go, man. This is meant to go. Now, yeah, it does.
It's not for the Goldwing. It's for a different type of Honda. This is supposedly for his new dual sport adventure bike, which is going to be out in the deserts, out in Laughlin and all those places, because, Tim thinks the best idea is to be alone in the middle of a desert on a dirt bike with one good eye. Bones that if you break them are going to have a really tough time healing.
You can get into issues if you ride fast and bumpy and things can come apart, but hey, it's meant to tow. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this on some trips, and the Honda 300L will go in the back of the truck. We don't need the generator and stuff because we got a camper. And what we'll do is we'll put the bike back there. And
like I said, I don't think that there's anything wrong with wanting to do stuff. I know I personally I am wanting to, hopefully, I'm so excited because I pay off my car this year. Thank for that. And I am excited because one thing if I ever get enough money from YouTube, and I never get tax rebates except for last year, and that went to pay for June's cancer treatment. It's really, dog, you got to get a cancer that needs to be removed, because she had a bad cancer too. She had that hemangioma sarcoma, and I was just anyway. I really want to get a trail bike for a dirt one for here, it's just a cycle, because I have bike trails that are made to ride a mountain bike right next to my house. So it would be nice to enjoy that rather than just the little beach cruiser. But obviously have the helmet and the pads and all that sort of stuff. But I don't think about, I would love to have had at some point in my life learned how to surf. I don't think I'm in a place in my life where I'm going to consider learning how to surf anymore. If I haven't at this point in the city of Virginia Beach, after living here for 20 some years, I'll never do it. Tim is, it's not how I want to pee on anybody's parade. And I mean that with the letter P to get past YouTube censorship. But more the fact that I just think that if something were to happen, and accidents happen on these things easily, I have known very young guys to have really bad accidents on this. My ex-boyfriend had a dirt bike, and he was always going off to these different places because Virginia didn't really have good places to ride dirt bikes either. So he would have to go out into Kentucky or Tennessee or up in the mountains somewhere and ride with friends. And it's even difficult to find places especially on the East Coast, that are easy to really ride that sort of stuff. And one of his friends had a horrific accident that absolutely just, I mean, tore up his leg, left him with just immense, medical debt. It's just, that's why just like, Tim doesn't even have anyone to really take care of him. What's he going to do? Dump himself on his daughter? I mean, that's just is what I just take. Tim thinks part of his retirement plan is dump my ass on my daughter.
We'll tow the house, and wherever we go, after we disconnect, I'll have a ramp that you can put inside the back of the truck there. And you can just take the bike in and out and just go play in Utah, in Colorado, in Wyoming, in Arizona, California. Those are the places I want to go, especially like Utah. And this is when she's finally going to come into fruition. This is when, and she's already more than paid for herself by providing a roof over my head for more than 2 years now.
I mean, I had a boyfriend this is when we were young. And I mean, and that thing was a beast for him to handle. This was a young, fit guy. These people must think Tim's out of his just ever loving, what? The gold wing is, like I said, if you're just tooting around town, you want to enjoy the feel of a motorcycle, that's great. But I don't think this dirt bike is a good plan. That is a whole other, because you can't really enjoy those things unless you're out. You can get, because you have to switch the tires around constantly too. Just don't see that Tim has the mechanical wherewithal to really take care of this stuff. He just likes to buy the accessories. Oh, stick this on, stick that on. But I don't know if he really has the ability to long-term care and maintain these types of vehicles. He likes to take stuff into dealerships and stuff. He is not a get his hands dirty and greasy sort of guy. And when you have these types of, that's what I remember my ex doing. He was like so involved with that thing. I think he had some type of, oh God, KLR. Is that right? KLR? He had some type of KLR. Is that correct?
This is when this 25 FKBS is going to provide, with the crusher here, the most exciting solo retired guy making money on YouTube and getting a free check from the government called Social Security, and going to go out and live my life, get paid to do it, share with others of what they can do and how to live a life when you get into your 60s. And the other choice I have in
Tim, I don't think that anybody, the only people that think that this is the life of people who were as poorly planned as you were, and you make them feel better because they don't get the understanding that 58,400, I was saying it wrong. I saw one of my own top 5 video reminded me how much more money it was that you got in that EIDL, Tim. Over $58,000. That's a fair chunk of money, Tim. Have any of you just been handed a $58,000 amount of money on an interest rate that's absolutely low? That's not even an amortized loan. You just pay $300 a month on it every month on this like really low, like 1% interest money. I mean, it's like literally free money for 30 years. I mean, it's like something, and you're not paying the interest up front. You're just paying on it. It's a totally different. It's not anything like with a mortgage. It's nothing like where they hit you every day with interest rates with student loans, where you just never can ever get real traction on these things unless you're just throwing thousands of dollars. And who's like making money like that? I mean, so few people could really hit their loans like that. That's why when people are taking out these big loans, it's just going to be almost an impossible task, because it's not like a mortgage where you have an end date. It's not the same. These things seem to go on forever, just forever and ever and ever. Oh, and Tim and his free money, my God.
Is I bought this, and with the Gerbings heated gear now, I was all set to maybe sell this yesterday, because you're not going to want to ride an enduro and do off-road dirt bike riding all the time. It is nice to cruise the highway on the open roads of America.
This is what concerns me. Thank you for sharing this, Carrie. My co-worker flipped a dirt bike 5 times and skidded down a steep embankment. He had to go to the ICU, and they had to remove rocks and gravel embedded in his arms. Oh my God. Oh, that's what I'm thinking. At that gear, that didn't even look like that strong of stuff. It didn't look like that would take any action. That wasn't leather impact gear. I mean, that must be for the Goldwing. That can't be for a dirt bike, because you've got to wear way thicker stuff. KTM, is that what it is? Thank you. It was some type of big dirt bike. And I just remember seeing lots of videos. I probably know more about dirt bikes at the end of the day than I realize. Just because I did have a long-term ex who was, his little hobby was dirt bikes on the side. And he had a truck and he had a business. And he was from Florida. So I'm very familiar with these folks. Well, he was originally from Kentucky and then Indiana. He grew up in Indiana, then over to Florida. So he's really like from Indiana. Oh my goodness. Oh, anyway. So Pastor said Tim knows that he is judgment proof in the eyes of the law. Any big expenses, and he will just let it sit for a while and then claim bankruptcy. A lot of this has been, like I said, I was seeing an older video of Tim's when he had that wolf pup setup at Ted and Jolene's, and how he was talking about his minimalist life. And the only reason why Tim is a minimalist, and all of us know this, is because Tim worked minimally, and therefore had minimal amounts of money. If Tim had wanted to work a little bit harder, maybe Tim would have owned a home, but he doesn't want that responsibility. But this is why we're here, Tim. I hope you don't hurt. You're either going to get too scared to ride the bike or something wild going to happen.
On a Goldwing. I should uncover so you can see how beautiful it is. Let me do that right now. I'll be right back. All right, let me take this off. Let me show you how easy it is too. Just lift up. I take it off every day to make sure there's no moisture in here.
Oh my goodness. It's the Heaven Gates shoes. I'm never going to forget that. He doesn't want to look like a
unwrapping a Christmas present every time because it's so beautiful. I just usually stick my cover, especially if it's got moisture on it, right over here in the front of my RV on the LP tanks. But she's a beaut. That's called Glint Wave Blue. And here's where those little toggles are, right in here. So this one, you tuck them in there. I got them tucked in there because I haven't even been using my battery tender.
Yes, I need to do more investigating about the date structure of Social Security. Like what is paid on what checks, because we found out that not every pay date of Social Security coincides with the same type of Social Security payment. So depending on the type of Social Security payment you are receiving could depend on the date that you're receiving it. And Tim may have let the cat out of the bag. So we may be able to investigate a little bit more as to why he calls it free money and the rest of us call it something we contributed to our entire working lives. And if you try to tell somebody that, they're not going to get their Social Security, people are going to get upset since they paid into it their entire lives. Tim, I think, calls it free money because, one, he's a rage baiter, and secondly, because it's the money that he's getting between the ages of 62 to 67, which would not be the traditional retirement age, but is an age of early retirement. So Tim sees that, suppose 108,000, and I'm dubious about that, because that's the number of souls he supposedly has in his audience. So I'm dubious. But anyway, it's funny. And I wonder if that's what he, in his, Tim Math mind, that's my free money. Because, and the thing is, for many of us, the penalties that you would get for taking Social Security and then having your regular income isn't worth the Social Security check, then what could be lost? And I was hearing something else about if you waited for something else, you could get more somewhere, and it's like substantially more. We're not talking like half a percentage point. We're talking about potentially 6, 7, 8%. That's a huge amount of money when you're looking at probably having very expensive care. So I, in my respect, feel like I'd rather stay working as long as I can and being able to have earnings and money in earnings and be able to invest those money earnings and do that as long as I can. And as I've always said, reduce the number of days that I work in my actual career. I don't want to pick up a side hustle unless this YouTube just blows up like Tim's. Keep going, Tim.
Because
start dancing.
I drive it most days and start it every day. Okay, here we go. Okay, that was the lid. It has a little. All right, this is for the battery tender. Remember the one that goes to the Gerbing gear is a more of a RCA type plug around, just one of these. And it's in here. It's back there. I'll have to take this cover off possibly to dig it out. And that's where the battery sits too. But when you're not using the battery tender, I might even.
So was Tim's date correlating with the first or the third? Because that was what our question was. And then he stopped himself and he said, I've said too much. Are we going to have to go back and actually work this puzzle out? See, I get so busy, I had to walk my dogs before I even came on the live tonight after I've been at work all day, of course. And I've got a little girl that we're working through something. It's been busy work.
Remove that. I don't know if I need it. I can put it on when I'm going to store it, but it just, just shove it in there like that where it's not visible. And then the other one is in there. I have the other one. So apparently they already rigged it up to wear heated gear, whoever bought it. But
And yeah, and for somebody who supposedly his, breakout video was talking about Social Security, doesn't mean you have to talk about your own. But that's what he was talking about, was based on himself and his own and the secrets. And so when you're coming out with a channel and that's kind of your premise, what then your audience has an expectation of is you're going to share more of your details and you're going to be more honest about what you're actually really getting in. And Tim is not an honest player in this. And that's why I don't really like his content on YouTube, because the things that he's acquired, these have not been acquired in honest measure. And he motivates people and they like his content because he's always happy and jovial. But sometimes when you see these types of I find to be uncharacteristically, just very fake. Nobody could be always that upbeat. I mean, they're all positive, good people, but they're not always because when Tim suddenly has a moment and he's upset about the traffic, you see the real Tim come out and he's a ragey, angry SOB.
I got to go right. Oops. Sorry about that. I got to go right now. She's just beautiful. I'm going to go over to the gym, I guess, or over Nathan Dennison Park. And walk and get some steps in. I want to take my emergency brake off because
we're gonna have to sit back down one night, guys, and we're gonna have to play that bit of that video again, and we're gonna have to get our collective heads together and try to figure that out. I was trying to watch some Dr. Ed Weir and try to see what he says because he's such a absolute goldmine. Tim had one video. And it's he's had over 3 million views now. I think the views are starting to kind of dry up on that video. I think it's starting to reach a point where it's getting older looking. So people are going to kind of potentially say, oh, it's kind of 2 years old now. So the information is probably not going to be very relevant when it comes to Social Security. So at some point, his video is not going to be evergreen because people are not going to think that secret is always going to be relevant as the years go by. But people always think that he gives hope for those who didn't have it planned, but he doesn't let them know that he got all this money and stuff that suddenly took somebody who really literally had nothing to having a lot more than it seemed like he had. And I think that's disingenuous and dishonest to his audience.
when you put it down off the center stand, it'll be a problem if I don't do that. And I keep it up on the center stand. There's a certain technique you do to do that. But some of the features, just in case you're new to my channel, you don't know, this is a 2022. Let me turn the camera around and show you. So it's a 2022 Honda Goldwing.
I don't know about flathead syndrome, but I heard diarrhea of the mouth is.
With the airbag. This one runs about $3,000 more than any other Goldwing when you buy a new one, whether it be a 21, 22, 23, 24. These will run you $3,000 more because they have an airbag. I did not care.
Well, Tar Heels, let's not forget to add in the CC Rider and what he lost on that Honda. And then what he's lost on the multiple trucks he's had now. Because he had a truck that he traded in. And wasn't that truck the F-150 brand new when he traded it into the 250? I'm just curious. I'm sure Darling will have a video. I mean, that we're talking, he's probably lost in those types of transactions almost what he's made in YouTube in the past year. Because his videos aren't making the money they had in the past. And he keeps buying this stuff thinking it's going to knock his channel out of the ballpark. And I think he's alienating more of his viewers than he's actually going to find new ones. He got a little bit of a upbeat with that carnivore, but that's a fad diet, and that stuff will disappear soon too. So people won't even be interested in that. Tim is just trying to find a fad, make money from it. You know,
if I have an airbag or not, I just cared about the color I wanted. And I actually wanted a red one. But when I saw this, I was like, well, that'll do. And it only comes in an airbag, this blue. Isn't that something now Honda knows to get you to buy the most expensive one? They put one of the prettiest colors. And I love the satin, I don't want to call it stainless, it's really chrome.
Well, if it's not too late after he's gone dancing, then we'll see. But it's going to be maybe a little late at that night, but we'll plan for another one. Don't worry. We'll do one where I've had a chance to actually maybe get some research together about the Social Security too. Like take a look at the Social Security Administration site and, or maybe even find a good video that talks about the dates. I know that some of you know a lot and just try to coincide and make it interesting content. Let's get down to the bottom of this.
With the black. It's really, really nice. These are crash bars. They used to be different, like these chrome bars back in the previous generations. And I don't think they work great. I would never want to drop it. I'm pretty sure things are going to get messed up if you did. This is a tail right here that has ABS braking on it. This little ring. That's where it bites, you know, the caliper pulses, like in your car, if you ever slam them up, and keeps the tire from slamming. And
that way we can all learn a little bit more about Social Security too. I promise you, I saw this one lady who's quite interesting about solo living and was actually talking about the fact that a lot of financial planners and people that, you know, living alone, as much as Tim wants to glamorize it and wants to make it, you know, the best thing ever because Tim's just doing himself, any of us who are single know that living single is far more expensive. And it's not that we pay half of what somebody in a partnership is. We're paying like that entire, you know, cost of the home and everything. You know, I've not split my bills in 20 some years. So you know, even when I had dated, we did not ever live together. And so I would never want to make that mistake again. And as much as you may want to share bills, you know, you have to share other things too. So it's just there's give and take on everything, and definitely when you're single, you're going to be giving a lot of your money and bills.
We'll start at the top here. It has the F4 windshield that everybody puts on. It's a wider windshield. Now you don't get it necessarily in tinted color, but this that I bought from chose to do the tinted window. I would have bought the clear. He thinks it looks good. I don't think it looks bad, but I don't like how I have to look through that.
And what is Florida's now? Florida, is there property tax on these vehicles? Do they pay property tax on vehicles? Because this is maybe why he's just going nuts with it in Florida. Because I know here in Virginia, one of the reasons why cars for service folk who are, you know, have been in Florida and have Florida tags, they don't ever bring their tags to Virginia because Virginia has like a property tax or something on the tag, or a tag tax or something that Florida doesn't have. And so people will keep their Florida plates. So, and I thought that was tied. Is that only tied to the tags, or is that tied to like property tax? Because in Virginia, you pay obviously for your tag, which you pay, that's one fee. And then every year to the city, you pay also the property tax for the vehicle, which is some other particular. Virginia is like the most taxed state ever. I heard on something on a TikTok about how Virginia Beach has higher restaurant taxes in the city of Virginia Beach than Chicago or Las Vegas or some like New York City. Like, it's like the worst in the country. I'm like, no wonder we have to live on happy hour, because that's the only way to get a cheap meal. Jesus. Anyway, let me keep going.
When it gets dark. So, and this is electric too. It goes like up to here. It's amazing. All electric. So change the windshield on it. And they come with fog lights now. That used to be an extra.
So you don't have to pay like a property tax. Because, for example, the city of Virginia Beach, I have to give the city of Virginia Beach $300. I mean, it's a lot. $400 or $500 just for my tax on my vehicle every single year. And it used to go down as your car aged, but I haven't noticed that lately. Like, it's my car is like almost 5 years old, and they used to do some relief. They stopped doing that. They're like fully taking all their money now. I can't. Virginia Beach is wild. Pay a lot of tax to live in this place. I hear jet noise all the time. Oh my goodness. And then we obviously have to pay the tags as well. And then obviously tax on gas and everything else. So that's why they don't want to move the cars out of Florida, because they don't want to have to pay for all the Virginia nonsense. So maybe that's why he just gets so many toys, because he doesn't have the same tax. You know, to Virginia, you have to pay property tax on a jet ski.
And then I added the grips when I bought it. I love these. They're very handsome. And these are from Gold Strike. And it already had these highway pegs on there, which you got to have to stretch your leg out. But it just had the regular pegs on here. So I swapped them out and got the Gold Strike floor.
Well, they call it car property tax. So it's a property and a car tax. We pay property tax too. So we pay for our tags just to put a tag on the, license plate that says, January and, whatever year that you're paying for the tag. And then the city itself will give you a vehicle property tax, and they will get you for motorcycles, jet skis, you name it. They will get you for property tax on it every year.
Boards. They call these floorboards, and your foot's more like down here on the ground than on a little peg, and it makes a difference. And then I got the matching bigger cover that goes over the tiny little brake pedal to match. So they're all matching. And then this, of course, Honda Goldwing is not a manual transmission. They're having a very difficult time selling those now. These are all everybody wants. This is the new craze, is the dual clutch transmission. In other words, it's a scooter. You just gas and go. It shifts on its own. It downshifts on its own. It does everything on its own. All right, let's get back to the accessories. So I did that and these covers. The owner before me, he put in what they call the big ass cup holder.
Oh yeah, we pay home property tax too. And I think in Florida, where they don't pay in vehicles, they pay for property though, maybe. Or it's where they don't get an income, they'll get them in like home property tax. Because like in Virginia, they get you everywhere. Income, property. They say we're like, it's just like we get taxed. When you choose to live in this commonwealth, you're just choosing to be taxed more than anybody. Don't ask me why I live here, other than the fact that this is where I was born.
Exactly what it's called. And this Zero, you twist this and you can close this in or open it, depending on how big of a phone you have. If it's any phone on the market, then you clamp it up. And then
you don't like Easy Rider, Tim? Okay, we'll skip over a little bit. He says he starts dancing soon, so we're just trying to get him to dance. All right, let's move him along because he's just talking about the motorbike. We're bored of you, Tim.
There's a metal steel plate. So if you run over something or whatever, something.
How many times has he talked about the Goldwing? How many times have we toured the Goldwing? It's like he showed another tour of the Flagstaff. It's like, gosh, Tim, how many times can you tour your vehicles? Promise you, Tim, that I've been having to watch the things about the little sea monkeys recently. They're so much more interesting than you are. Watching all the people having all the little sea monkey tanks. All right, where keep going, Tim.
And it has 7,000 miles on it. And also, this is an option. They don't come with that. They just have this kind of a sloped top. And this kind of...
I don't know. I always feel like sometimes Tim comes out and does this stuff when he's getting ready to sell these things. He did it to the CC Rider all the time. He had that thing constantly listed on Auto Trader. It's just him doing a salesman routine. She's literally out here like shilling his stuff off of YouTube. I promise you. We're going to get so many. I bet you anything. We're going to have an absolute uptick in the Honda Goldwing tours. Like, how many times can you tour a motorcycle, Tim? I mean, seriously. This guy thinks this is content. Okay, let's go back because this is where you start dancing, Tim. Because I think.
Thank God I got home safely.
Okay.
All right, folks. Let me call the dealer right now. That's what you call crushing it.
Call the dealer? What's he calling the dealer about? Hold on. We missed some important stuff here. Hold on. Oh, Tim, see, I skip around because you get bored.
I have a big nail. I need a new tire.
Oh, no!
Unbelievable.
Oh, no! Did we know that Tim had a nail in his tire? Tags are $25. That's so cheap. You don't even know what our tags are like. It's like a second mortgage. It's like, and you buy them for the years and you're looking at like, oh, I guess if I get 3 years, it's only $200. It's ridiculous here. It's ridiculous. Yes, please hit the likes. Thank you. You think one of his neighbors did that? That's wild. It's oh, you know what? When was the last time he rode that? Did he ride that over to Fred and Rafaela's, or was that returning from Teddy and Jolene's? Tim, that's your karma. I mean, obviously, I'm Christian. I don't really believe in karma. But I know you've talked about karma, which is wild because that's not Christian. But for those who do believe in karma, that's your retribution for having flashed Jolene's lazy bits out there. That you got a nail in your tire. A vehicle is your property, therefore is classified as a property tax year. There is personal property and real estate property. Yes, and definitely the car falls under that personal property tax that we definitely have. They do the jet skis here in Virginia Beach. You got to be careful what you buy. It's just a fun thing. It's like, oh, let me get I've always wanted to get one of those inflatable paddle boards because like for the ocean like type, and obviously inflatable because I have a little car and I can't lug that big thing around. Anyway, I'm like, do they tax that here in Virginia? Gotta be cautious in this state. They'll tax you for everything. Oh my God, lots of construction. Yes, and I have to say I have a lot of construction in my own area, and I had a nail in my tire the other day too. Right at Christmas, and Christmas Day I discovered it taking the dogs down to the boardwalk for a walk. I was like, oh my goodness. But I had my tires with discount tires, and so I just went online and made an appointment and was able to find an appointment for the next day and was able to take care of it very quickly. So, and it was so and I was able to even, I didn't even have to change into a spare. It was like one of those ones that got in there and I didn't even notice it was flat. Tim has a screw loose. Yes, he does. I couldn't be bothered to switch out the spare. I have AAA, but I was like, I'm not bringing these guys out. And I could change it, but sometimes the problem is that when these places that put these tires on with those machines, they put those things on so tight that I even trying to like jump on my thing to loosen my tire bolts, because I can change a tire. There's no problem with that. But when they tighten those things where I'm jumping on it and I can't loosen it, the tire bolts, I'm forced to have to call AAA to do it. And I just could not be wanting to call people out at Christmas and stuff, you know? I was like, I'm not doing this. So I just put some air in it and let it go, because I knew they were just going to take it out. But look at that, Tim. Oh my gosh, he's got a nail in his tire. All right, let's go.
I'm going to have to end the video. I'm so upset. I just paid $450 almost for this tire. Not even 2 weeks ago. You don't plug these, folks. Not over here. Not over here. I need a new tire. Oh, my Lord. How do I drive it over there? Oh, my gosh. Thank God I got home safely. All right, folks. Let me call the dealer right now. That's what you call crushing it.
Oh, he really got it. Yeah, I was lucky able to get mine, patched and plugged. So I got mine taken care of very well. Look at Tim. He's got it's close up of that. He's got.
All right, so you just saw what I saw there at the same time as I'm making this video, and I get down there and I just spent $440 installed like a week ago for that tire. And
why does Tim look like he's had like blood drawn here? You notice he's got looks like an IV mark.
My memory is coming back to me now. When I returned from the East Coast in Boynton Beach, while riding back, I did see something in the road. I did hit it, and I thought, oh, that wasn't good. And then when I leaned it slightly this way, which was the side the nail is on, I did hear a ticking sound. And I said, oh, God.
You notice that? Tim looks like he's got a bruise right on his, right on his AC, his anti-cubicle area, right there. He looks like if he brings his arm straight again, I'll freeze him. But he looks like he's had an IV and something happened there.
There's something in my tire. I need to stop and look. And then I went to the other side and it was nothing. There. And I went back here, and sure enough, I could definitely kept hearing it. But there was really nowhere. I was just leaving Arcadia.
Tim hearing the nail in the tire, but ignoring it.
Yeah. And I had an hour back here to Sarasota. And I had nowhere. I mean, I could have found somewhere to really pull over. And I said, oh, gosh, I started praying and everything. And then making this video.
Oh, now he's praying. No, back to the... Finally, the prayers are out. I guess Tim needed prayers.
That nail could have been on the bottom of my tire. I may not have elected to show you my new tire. It may have been on the other side in the front or at the top where we couldn't have saw it. It was only by the grace of God that I saw that. And how sad that.
Well, I guess that's a way to spin it.
Was to find that nail in a $450 tire that I would have to put another $450 in. Plus, I was going to go ahead.
Oh no! Really, Tim? You really? You did that to us again? All right.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that's dry begging. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Oh God, he's dry begging for a $450 tire.
Have the front tire put on for a trip, even though it doesn't need it now for like local. I was going to end up spending $1,000 almost for the rear tire and about $350, about $13, $14 on 2 tires, and then hope I don't get another nail. But before I continue the video, you saw it live there with me. Let me show you something else. You're not going to believe this. Are you ready? Here we go. Hey! Whoa! That's called a happy dance.
Oh God, Tim.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Exactly. It doesn't even look anything like. What in the heck is that? Yeah, it's definitely so great. Look. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to go back because we have to see. Okay, look at this. Okay, anyone's had a nail in their tire. Okay, look at this. This looks like it's never seen any part of a road. Comparatively, we'll go back because Tim obviously is dancing. All right, we go back. That's amazing. Okay, look at. Hold on. All right. Oh, hold on, Tim. Here. All right. Okay. So it's a screw. Okay. And look at the head here. And all of this marking here. And then when he brings it out after his little dance, take a look at this, obviously that screw head, and see if it looks the same. All right. Keep going, Tim.
All right. So you just saw what I saw there at the same time as I'm making this video. And I get down there and I just spent $440 installed.
Okay. One, I want to know what happened here on this vein. He's got like a distinct red mark on his AC vein.
Like a week ago for that tire. And my memory is coming back to me now. When I returned from the East Coast in Boynton Beach, while riding back, I did see something in the road and I did hit it. And I thought, oh, that wasn't good. And then when I leaned it slightly this way, which was the side the nail was on, I did hear a ticking sound. And I said, oh gosh, there's something in my tire. I need to stop and look. And then I went to the other side and it was nothing. And I went back here and sure enough, I could definitely kept hearing it. But there was really nowhere. I was just leaving Arcadia and I had an hour back here to Sarasota. And I had nowhere. I could have found somewhere to really pull over. And I said, oh gosh, I started praying and everything. And then making this video, that nail could have been on the bottom of my tire. I may not have elected to show you my new tire. It may have been on the other side in the front or at the top where we couldn't have saw it. It was only by the grace of God that I saw that. And how sad that was to find that nail in a $450 tire that I would have to put another $450 in. Plus I was going to go ahead and have the front tire put on for a trip, even though it doesn't need it now for like local. I was going to end up spending $1,000 almost for the rear tire and about $350, about $1,400 on 2 tires, and then hope I don't get another nail. But before I continue the video, you saw it live there with me. Let me show you something else. You're not going to believe this. Are you ready? Here we go. Hey, hey, hey. Whoa. That's called a happy dance. Look at the size of that. You saw it, right? Look, go back and rewind.
I don't know how he's holding. I mean, it looks similar, but this doesn't look like something that's been in the road, does it? And look how he's holding it. Tim doing drugs in the face. I don't know. Shows us it's ground down head of a screw for that doesn't look like it because look at the way he's holding his finger. I just wondering because that other screw looked like it's the way he's holding it too. Tim, I don't see that this looks like it's come out of any time. It looks brand new. Maybe it's the screw. I just never trust him.
Find the video. It was in.
Okay, there we go. Maybe it
halfway.
Okay, that looks better.
A lot of it was out. You couldn't miss it. When
okay, that makes more sense now. Okay, because you could actually see where it's been damaged. Okay, so wow, that was pretty decent.
Down there with the camera. This is what was ticking. This is what's been in my tire and didn't go down on me. It hadn't pushed in all the way yet. Had I not made a video today, this is why you should inspect your tires and your tire pressure regularly. This was in my tire. Let me show you. You ever had a splinter?
How come he didn't make a video of us watching him take it out? Not the same screw. I don't think it's the same screw. The screw in the tire was bent. I mean, I see where the other one looks like the heads, but it is the same. Yeah, that's what I was like. Because I waited and looked just to see, where hi, darling, where it was like, looked like it had been filed down. But I wish we had seen him trying to take it out of the tire. That
exactly.
would have been fun.
How this went in the tire. I've never seen ever a nail or a screw go in a tire that went in that. Now, you say, well, how do you know it's not leaking? I don't have any spit left. You know how you do the spit test? And you put a little over the hole, and if it bubbles, even a little bubble, you know, you got a leak. Over time, it's going to go down. And that's the same thing as, you know, a big hole. To me, I'd have to just replace it. But let me see if I can show you here.
How did it not make a huge hole? Yeah, it was ground down. How did that not make a hole in the tire? You think a screw fell out of his skull? See, we're just gossiping about Tim. He is screwed. That's not the same screw? Trying to screw. Well, I just wish we had seen him trying to take the screw out of the tire. And I don't think if I saw something that size that I've had so many nails because this is a high construction area. You cannot go around the Hampton roads. Like I said, I had one in my tire just the other day, and it was in a good spot where it could be easily patched, but it definitely needed to be patched and plugged. There was no way that thing, you take it out and the air wasn't going to just start leaking. So I find it incredible that on this type of tire, you could have something that size that wouldn't leak. I find that amazing. Guess Tim knows.
Folks, I'm going to do another happy dance. I can't believe it. I don't want to celebrate too early because I really don't know. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, that's what we say.
I'm 67. I'll be 70 in 3 years. Take a look at this. Are you ready?
Oh, God. He won't be off the ground soon.
There's where it went in. These are part of the holes in the tire. It's part of the tread.
Did I hear a voice in the background? I'm going to have to slow him down, guys. I thought I heard a voice. And it wasn't mine. Oh, I'm going to get a normal for a second. Just take a listen. He's getting all excited. And I want to say, I hear a female voice in the background. Now, maybe it's just a neighbor. Whose voice is that? Whose voice is that? Did you hear that voice? Whose voice is that? Is that next door? Sounded like it was somebody speaking directly to Tim. We're going back a second. Let me see what time we're on the video. 34:06. Okay. Let me go back a little bit. Not too much. Where he comes down on the tire. And just take a listen, everybody. I hear a female voice. This is at normal speed. Is it a neighbor that we're picking up? Or is it someone directly talking to Tim? Because it's right there next to him. Is Tammy there?
I'd have to just replace it. But let me see if I can show you here. Folks, I'm going to do another happy dance. I can't believe it. I don't want to celebrate too early because I really don't know. I'm just trying to. It's rough getting old. I'm 60.
This is not an image I ever wanted to see. Tim lying flat anywhere. My dog is snoring in the background.
7. I'll be 70 in 3 years. Take a look at this. Are you ready? There's where it went in.
Is that just a neighbor? Or who is that female voice? Who is that? Do you think that was just somebody walking by? Okay. I just hear this voice. It's like, who's Tim got over? That was interesting. Maybe they saw him lying there and asked him if he was okay. It's okay, Jerome. I know you hear Tim's voice. It's okay, sweetie. You're going to be okay. No, you're okay, baby. No, she's getting older. They say they have more of these little moments when they age. Oh, baby bear, you're okay.
These are part of the holes in the tire. It's part of the tread right here. Let me see if I can turn this camera. I want to zoom in for you so I can see the screen. Here we go. Oh, that's a good camera. So it went in. Let me get my nail. I literally had to take these tools right here and screw it out.
Is that how it was? Sitting vertical? I guess he said he took his tools. It was here. That's interesting. It looked like it went in somehow. Oh, anyway. Why did he film that part? Probably because he was really, probably you know why. because he was probably cussing and stuff while he was doing it. He knew he couldn't. He probably did, and then realized he was cussing and blinded and stuff, and thought, better not put that on the video. That's why this video is so heavily edited. Because if it wasn't going easy, Tim was blinding putting the Lord's name in vain.
And I kept coming out slowly, screwing it out.
Oh, okay.
Because
yeah, it's like Tim's quality video. Let's put a little faster speed here. I can hear this lady's voice in the background. I'm like, what's going on? Okay. That's what reaction channels we have to. You just never know.
If it started leaking, I was like, well, it's going to go down on me. And I was.
So there's the hole. That doesn't need to be patched. That doesn't need to be patched. That type of hole doesn't need to be patched. Is that like when you remember that he got the chip in the windshield? He was like, I'm not fixing that. I'm selling this car. Tim probably sell the motorbike. We're going to see this thing listed on Facebook Marketplace tomorrow with as is. Because Tim's not going to want to put anything. Yeah, it's Tiregate now. It's not just Tim and his wild dance. How does that not need to be patched? Yeah, my dog's crying at Tim's dancing. How does that? Oh, I bet you. All right, whoever, I know if you're watching, if you see the Facebook Marketplace, like with the Christmas tree, send that along, because I'm curious if this Goldwing, that he might put this one on Auto Trader instead, because it's a much more expensive vehicle. This may be beyond the face, but he put this Honda on Facebook Market. No, maybe not. I don't remember. The whole neighborhood must hear him chatting to his camera all day. Yeah, they're used to it. That's the ad for this bike. Yeah, get nails in it as you drive. Looks like he needs to buy a tire. That's pretty deep. Well, that's what I was thinking. He said it passed a spit test. Hey, Gen X, you came right at the end. What is this, the tire photo? Oh, you're in the middle of Tiregate now. We're in Tiregate now. And we're coming right to the end because I got to go to bed and go to work in the morning. Tim was dry begging for like $1,400 worth of tires. Then he had noticed that somehow he had gotten this huge screw, which we have verified is the actual screw, into this tire here, in which he was able to get the screw out, and he's happy dancing. And he said this passed the spit and bubble test. Pardon me.
Then they're trying to call Honda. I've tried every number that I know of, and I went through this already before. You cannot get those people on the phone. It's all automated, and I can't tell you how annoying it is. I'm supposed to have this free towing that I transferred to my name, but look at the size of that nail. It went in. I could feel the little, like a pregnant bump. I could feel it underneath, but it didn't go in straight.
So is what he's trying to say is the tire missed the actual part that inflates, and it went into such an angle that it only went into the rubber. He went riding after that. Of course he did.
It went in like a splinter. And I mean,
I'm not coming in with a cold.
I'm good. Let's put a little spit on there again and try it.
Oh, God. Oh, no! Come on! Thank you. I appreciate that. No! Oh! That's the last thing I want to watch is Tim. Oh my God. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had to go and do all that stuff with people with the cannulas and stuff and all the just like tons of secretions out of people's trachs and stuff. You know, I've had to do a lot of tracheostomy care on people. It's one of the things that nurses like the least. Ouch. I know. What a thing. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see Tim's spit test on nail gate, tire gate.
There you go. Isn't that gross? You see a bubble? Nothing.
No, I see it bubbling, Tim.
Nothing.
No, I saw it bubbling.
Folks, I can't tell you how
absolutely
thrilled I am.
He's lying. I saw bubbles in that spit, man. Right about over here, his spit was like doing some poppy crackles over on the corner. It's Tim Hawk 2 the tire. Oh, God, Styler. I know that makes you excited. Calm yourself down, okay? Oh, no, I can't put that up, Tar Heels. I saw it bubble. I'm not. You think that's awesome? Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm the one that got excited. No, I got grossed out. Oh my God. This is the worst.
Now I can go ride. Plus, the dealer that I bought it from is
it's bubbling all
closed
over
on Monday.
the place.
One of those Monday closed places.
If it's not supposed to bubble, then why is it bubbling over here like hydrogen peroxide?
And I'm telling you right now, that Honda
warranty, this guy.
If you go to the dealer, you don't have a problem because they can check it out. But that towing thing, I'm just going to add it to Geico because they're impossible to get a hold of. They're just ridiculous.
Well, Tim, you just. Why is it always such a big hoo-ha? I got a nail in my tire. I just made an appointment to get it plugged and, patched. It wasn't a big hoo-ha, Tim. It was irritating as it was because it was like on one of my days off. And I knew it was going to be busy because it was the day after Christmas. It's like I wanted to go shopping. I didn't want to go sit in the tire store. But the tire store it was. My God. This is the biggest dry bag. Then we got this knee over here. Jeez, dancing, spitting on stuff. We got it all.
Nobody answered the phone. I even gave up and said, yeah, you can just call me back. And no one's called me back. Now, if you got roadside assistance, you would think.
Oh, no. Well, Tim, with that roadside assistance now, the most efficient way to do it is to just go to their website and type it in to their little chat bot for assistance. I find with AAA when I have needed to use their services, going through the chat bot has been the little online, just say where you're at. If you can get the GPS to give you your exact location is the best thing to do. It is definitely the easiest way to get service. They make it almost impossible on the phone now, Tim, because they anticipate that you're going to, just go on your phone and go into the app, especially if you just need the service at home. Just do it online. That's what they anticipate. They don't want you calling all the time. They don't want you to have a conversation with somebody about your tire.
Someone would have already have gotten back to you. You're sitting on the side of the road. So my recommendation is never buy the roadside assistance. Get the warranty for sure. And then just add
right. Would that be considered sidewall? I would think potentially. He's like on a real, and I think I saw that thing bubble. I think he rode on it. I don't think that was safe. He's just so hard-headed. He really is. This bike is definitely going for sale. Make sure you've checked the poll out. We've had 102 votes. Yay! It was hit my goal. Thank you, guys. Which was to get to 100 votes. When will Tim sell the Honda Goldwing? 74% say in 3 months. I now need to put a caveat of in the next week. In 3 to 6 months? 6 months or greater? Never. How dare you suggest it? 3%? Oh, you're just being contrarians. You know that's a lie. All right. You still have time to vote before we close the poll.
Going to your car insurance or your motorcycle insurance, I should say. Well, there you go. I'm going to keep this for a souvenir. I mean, I showed my neighbor over here. We just can't believe it. Nobody can believe it. I should go play the lottery today.
Oh, Lord. Another good use of Tim's money.
Man, that, folks, is how you crush it.
Oh, no.
Hey,
oh, no. I don't want you back from the beginning, Tim. Stop. No. All right, guys. We've had enough of Tim. Okay. I did want to go back and circle around to the Christmas tree, though, real fast. Tim expects special treatment. He does. And I think, I have just been trying to resolve the fact that with my Panera Bread app, one of my perks of being a SIP Club member, and they had a discount on it this year. It was only $99 for the entire year, is that they offer you when you have, like, say, for example, you're getting a coffee in the morning. I don't get it very often because I usually get breakfast. But if I just got the coffee, for example, they offer me a $1 bagel. And so I was like, the other day, I was like, oh, yeah, I'd like to get that. And it used to be every time I tried to redeem it on my online app, it's the only way to get it. They won't have it any other way. It would immediately apply to whatever bagel or whatever I picked out. And lately, for some odd reason, it has not worked for no love nor money. It just is no longer. It's like from whatever they did on their app, whatever update they had, glitched and I'm not the only one who experiences this from what I understand. It's just like, really? It's so sad. But my waistline isn't. Okay. So what I understand is the Christmas tree. Somebody let me know that the Christmas tree went down in price on Tim's Facebook page by $5. So he took the Christmas tree from the firm price of $35 down to $30. So somebody then said to me that his Christmas tree went on the Walmart website and went on sale for like $12.99. So I thought we would. Isn't his Christmas tree white? Isn't it a white Christmas tree? It's like a frosted. He was saying it was $80, and somebody was like, it wasn't even $80 to begin with. What? Healthcare? Why do I have to do? Okay. All right. So anyway, let me share this tab. But we're ending this stream, so. But I was going to show real fast. Let's see if we can find this supposed $12.99 Walmart Christmas tree. The white Christmas trees. I don't know. Was it this one was like $86.99? Supposedly somebody sold Tim's Christmas tree. The Christmas tree that Tim is trying to sell for $30-some on sale for $12.99. I don't know if they were just being funny. But you can get a whole brand new 7.5-foot one for $25.99. This one is like $30, Tim. I mean, there's all sorts of Christmas trees that you can get. Maybe they saw it in the store. This is their online. But Tim, I think you just might have to decide to sell that Christmas tree for $5. Wasn't the Christmas tree a gift from a subscriber? I wondered. I thought probably. Is there is still 35? Somebody said it went down to 30. Maybe people pulling my leg. But there's nothing funnier than talking about Sarasota Tim's Christmas tree. Tabletop tree worth about $10 new. I mean, why doesn't he just I'm hoping that he felt that he made enough money for his Christmas content for the worth of the tree. All right, guys. Let my friend Zach come up with
the life and vibe. Happy 2026 for frivolous spend or investing. Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert. Hi, hello, good morning.
Yes, I am the Sarasota Tim expert, and I do appreciate you guys. Let's get the final numbers on this poll. I like being called a queen, though. That made my day. That video that he did has probably had 40 or 50,000 views so far. So to have such an awesome shout out on a video that's had so many views right at the start of the video too is just awesome. Obviously for our community as well, and for being the experts on Sarasota Tim, because it's a community effort. Without you guys, half the time I don't pick up on everything. We know that. Okay, so when will Tim sell the Honda Goldwing? Especially now it's got a nail in the tire, because you know Tim doesn't like anything not looking perfect, though he'll put a spit on it. Oh my God, I can't believe I saw Tim spit tonight. You guys set me up for this. Okay, in 3 months, 75%. In 3 to 6 months, 22%. Never, how dare you suggest it, 3%. 6 months or greater, nobody. So he's we think we're gonna see it in the next 3 months sold. At least he's gonna try to sell it. All right, guys. Ugh. I love the lighting I have here. Just saw it down for 35. Okay. Somebody said maybe he is firm on that price then. Somebody must have been pulling my leg. Hey, it's all fun. It makes for the fun times, and it makes for the gossip too. And I want to thank everybody for joining me this evening. If you could make sure that you hit the likes before you leave the stream, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys just having fun and having a little gossip. And now we're into Tiregate. I am the queen. Thank you. At least I used to sound like the queen. I started to look like the queen, so it's like as old as she did. I have like the worst camera angles. I have the worst lighting. I probably at like the worst. I probably set this to high resolution. I have no like filters on, unlike the girls. So yeah. Oh, we're at Hawk Tua Gate. Oh God. And she's a hot mess, that poor girl. I know the Hawk Tua story. I'm hip to this stuff. I'm hip to what the kids do. So I know that's yeah. All right, guys. Like I said, just hit the links on the way out. Let me see. I suppose we have some. Oh, let me see. I've got some assets here. Let me make sure I share some things. One, make sure that you do they not give me my like, comment, and subscribes up here? My overlays? No? Oh, yes, here we go. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe before you hit the way out. I would truly appreciate that. And we'll see you on the next ones, guys. If you want to donate to the Buy Me a Coffee, you can do it right there. I've got it all going on. Yes, I see. I could. This is now, and I thank you guys because your support for this channel allows me to throw up all this fun stuff. Night, night, guys. Stay safe. Make sure you are staying very safe because the flu season is terrible at the moment. Make sure you're washing your hands on the regular. Don't go around touching everything in the stores like Sarasota Tim does. And if you sneeze, do it in the crux of your arms. Be safe. It's a really bad one out there. If you haven't gotten vaccinated, you still have time. Get it done. I promise you. You won't regret it. All right, later, guys.